All right, guys, we're back with another draft recap. Let me just share my screen real quick as we get started. Um, with this taskbar somewhere, and then all right, here we go. All right, so our draft was Saturday night at like 11 p.m. And it was pretty late for a usual draft time for all of us, but unfortunately, we were all so busy on Sunday, so um, we couldn't do it at the planned time that we had. So as you see, we have 10 teams now, and let me pull up the draft thing. All right, so let's go over each team. Okay, so let's go over the team with the first pick, which was Jack's team. Um, also, let's get a little creative here. I like Kyle, I like so Kelly. Okay, Billy. Lamelo, I like Brad's team. We all know how good this team was in 2019, 2020. Chris, come on now. Um, so Dylan, I think you've had a couple for basketball. I think you've had like just the normal thing, but let's get some creativity going on. Let's represent your favorite player. Let's represent your favorite team. Let's represent something funny. Like Bugs Booty. It's fucking hilarious. Let's represent where you're from, or whatever gang. I don't know. I don't know what this 2502. Let's look that up real quick. Hold on. Shit, gang. Let's represent the square root of 2502. Attaboy. So Kelly, like that's what I'm all about right now. Um, all right, so we're gonna go over Jack's team first. So Jack had the first pick, and let's go with okay. So obviously with the first pick, you know who to go to. I mean, I'd be surprised if you went with anyone else. But he went Jokic, and he really wanted to trade his pick because he did not want the first pick for some reason. When he was literally begging for it before I did the lottery, but he got the first pick, and he starts complaining about it. I don't know why, but it's whatever. So yeah, you got Jokic, and then you got Westbrook in the second round, Bam in the third round, Ingram in the fourth. Okay, so looking at his team, he's got some really like he got some flaws. Dinwiddie, I think he could have a good year this year, coming back from torn ACL. Walker, who knows if he'll even play as much as he like was before Boston times. Who knows if he'll play back to backs. Bam, I mean, it's a pretty stacked team, but he'll probably get some good rebounds and blocks, and he'll get the defensive stats. I don't know about scoring, but he can do just as much in defense as he can on offense. DeMar, with Lonzo, um, Vucevic, and Levine. DeRozan's one of those. I feel like it's gonna be like the fourth option, third option. He definitely won't be the first option. Ingram, after Lonzo leaving, I feel like he'd have a better year, and him and Zion have a good chance to take over the team. I don't even care about that. Jonas Valanciunas guy. I don't think he'll affect his scoring as much. Drew Holiday, he drafted him in the fifth round over Clint Capella, Miles Turner, John Morant, um, DeJounte Murray, CJ McCollum, Kristaps, I guess I would say him. I feel like Drew Holiday will have a mid-season this year. I don't expect him to put up as good as stats as as what Clint Capella would do for fantasy. Lonzo might have a better fantasy year, honestly. DeJounte's down for a career year. CJ McCollum, I feel like, is better than Drew Holiday. Jordan Poole, I feel like it's another weakness. Jack calls him his prospect, but I mean, if Curry gets hurt, I guess Poole will take over. But Warriors have so many guys on that team. I feel like anyone, if Curry is down, anyone could take over. Westbrook, obviously, last year he had an amazing season. Jack did a great job drafting him. I think it was like third round, second round. I don't remember, but I feel like Westbrook on a new team, especially playing with LeBron and AD, you don't exactly know like what he's gonna do. And he's struggled obviously, but I feel like he'll bounce back. Don't even worry about that. Robert Williams, he snatched him in the 11th round. He was projected like 6th round for some reason. I don't know why. I mean, if he stays healthy, he'll be good, but I don't know. I don't know why. I guess no one wanted him. I didn't want him. I had him on my team last year, and he's let me down in the playoffs. So I mean, who knows? Obviously, Jack is the type of guy to draft Ben Simmons. I mean, Jack would do a Ben Simmons 6th round, I guess, even though he might play opening day. So I guess lucky for him, but who knows how hard he'll try. Isaac coming off, I think he's been out for a while. Wiseman, I don't know when he's supposed to come back. But obviously, Jack's stacked on the injured players, thinking that Murray will come back this year. I feel like he won't come back until after fantasy is done. But yeah, Jack's team, I feel like for the first pick, I feel like he could have done a lot better. But it's also very tricky having the first pick because all the players that you would want on your team are picked. So I mean, I give him like a. I mean, I think I could have done a lot better for the first pick. So I'd give him a C plus. So Jack, you get a C plus. Remember that grade. I don't care. You got first place last year. Astrid, remember? Astrid. So yeah, I give him a C plus. I feel like he could have done a lot better. So that's his team. All right, second overall pick was Brad, aka oh fuck dude, come on, show me the league. AKA LaMelo's Big Balls. Um, okay, so he had the second pick, and he drafted Luca over Giannis, Curry, Harden, and those are the only players I would draft over Luca. Well, second overall, I would draft Giannis, Curry, or Harden. You never know with Harden, honestly, because of his team. But with Kyrie being a dumbass that he is, I don't even think he'll play that much. So, I mean, Harden fell down so low. But Luca, I guess, would be a sensible pick because of how healthy he is compared to Giannis and Curry. So, I mean, I guess it'll be a good pick. Vucevic in the second round, he was a top 10 player last year. I think it was, fuck, I'm gonna pull that up. But yeah, I know Vucevic is a good player to have. It's just on a new team now. You never know how good he'll be. And I think he'll have a lot. He'll just be like a rebound guy and, post scoring and stuff like that. But I mean, not a bad pick right there for second round. He did draft Vucevic over um, Shy, Anthony Davis, Donovan Mitchell, Julius Randle, and Rudy Gobert. Um, but I mean, I think Vucevic is better than some of those guys. But I mean, not a bad pick. Isaiah Stewart, I feel like he might be the starting big man for the Pistons, but I mean, I feel like he'd be inconsistent as fuck. Bogdan be another inconsistent guy because that team is pretty good and they're pretty stacked. Jimmy Graham, you got him in like the 7th round, right? You drafted him in the 11th or 10th round last year, and he went off. He was like a top 50, top 60 type player, so he can put up good numbers. Still, LaMelo, fuck you for taking him. I wanted him so bad. I was lined up perfectly to take him and Julius Randle, but you took LaMelo in like 20, 22nd overall took LaMelo over fucking Shy, LeBron, Anthony Davis, Julius Randle, Jimmy Butler. Uh, yeah. But yeah, I mean, LaMelo, I think he have a really good second year because of how good he is. And it's just that ball blood. Oh, so you did get Capella eventually. Okay. Okay, so I think I see. No, I didn't see Capella for him. I see Capella for Westbrook, I think, or someone. But yeah, Sexton, I feel like you said he might get traded. You never know. Clarkson, 6 man of the year last year. Don't know if he'll keep it up. And if that team stays healthy, Clarkson will do the same numbers as he did for the Lakers, which were not bad numbers, but I don't know about fantasy wise. But I did this Jack Stratton stacked up on injury prone players. I don't understand about him. Mason Plumlee. Did I have Mason? No, it's Tyler Zeller. Victor Oladipo. I don't know about him, man. And Markelle Fultz. He hasn't really stayed healthy, but you can have him on your team if you want. For you, I think your team is a lot better looking than Jack, as the guys, your holes are better than Jack's. Didn't mean that in a sexual way, but um, I would say B minus. I think, yeah, B minus. But you do have some solid big men right here. I don't know about Isaiah Stewart. I wouldn't really give him a solid grade as you draft him in the 11th round. So not bad area to draft him, but yeah, 11th round, not bad. Mike Conley, he had a good season last year, bouncing back from the year before. So I mean, you never know. So yeah, B minus I feel like is a solid grade for you. Um, I don't know. I can't really predict who's gonna have the best team at the end of the year. It really depends on injuries and how players play during their matchups. So with the third round overall pick, it was Chris. Chris once again stuck with the Giannis. So let's see, he went with Giannis, Zach LaVine, and Shy. So these two guys are very solid. I think LaVine will still have a good year, even with I feel like he'd be more of a first option compared to Lonzo, DeMar, and Nicola. Um, Chris Paul is a solid pick. I think you had him last year too, right? I don't remember. Shy, I think that was that one guy, Adrian, or JP drafted him, but then he traded him. Baisley, I feel like that's you drafted him last, so I mean, I don't know if he's your starting small forward, Miles Turner, solid pick. It's like him and Sabonis. If Turner is healthy, he will have a good year. Giddy, I mean, you have a lot of players on the same team, or a lot of OKC players, so you don't know how that could really affect your game perspective, and you're probably gonna drop him because I don't know how good he's gonna be, you know. But he did have a solid preseason opener. Norman Powell, I feel like is a good insurance pick. You drafted him in the 10th round. I think he'd be a good insurance pick just in case Lillard or CJ are hurt. Bagley, I would stay away from him, but I mean, he's never healthy. So, um, I mean, I feel like Giannis, Levine, and Shy really stick out for your team, but I feel like that's it, honestly. I mean, Allen, he'll get you a lot of blocks and rebounds, but I don't think he'll do what Drummond did when he was on the team. So I feel like I think a C, a C would be a good grade. I don't know. I feel like Jack's team is a little bit better than your team. Get another quick look before I make it official. Uh, so Nicola, Westbrook. Let's see, yeah, I think PJ Washington's another guy out there too. Would be like I think a sleeper pick, and you grabbed him in the 8th round. He did like he was like top 70 last year. So, but that team's like I think I think they got rid of Tyler Zeller and someone else. or is it just Tyler? I don't remember, but I feel like PJ Washington will be starting, so he might have a good year this year. So Nurkic, I don't know how good this guy is, bro. He's drafted in the 6th round. I just don't know how good this guy is. So like I've yet to see like a complete season from him. So I mean, he's so questionable if he's gonna be good or not. So I don't know. I can't really grade high on him. But I feel like Turner, Kumbo, Paul, Levine, Shy are like your only players. And then you got some good role players for your team like Powell, Washington, Allen, maybe him. But I mean, I don't know. I feel like a C is a solid grade. I don't know. I feel like third overall. Um, I feel like you could have drafted a little bit better. I feel like Chris Paul, and yeah, he's good, but so is Clint Capella, Brennan Ingram. I feel like John Morant might have a better year. And DeJounte. Everyone was sleeping on DeJounte, but that's okay. So yeah, C. I feel like C is a good grade for Chris. I had to give Jack a C plus because of he had Jokic as best fantasy player. So fourth overall, it is Jacob. Let's see. He drafted Curry, a very solid pick. So if I were to draft fourth overall, it'd be either Curry, Harden, Lillard. I won't even pick Embiid honestly at fourth, but yeah, Curry's a very solid pick, and I like that pick. So yeah, he'd be good. Sabonis, second round, very solid big man. Anthony Davis, third round. If he stays healthy, man, him and Sabonis and Valanciunas, you have him too. Valanciunas can do just as good as he did last year. I mean, it's not guaranteed that he will because he's playing with Zion, but your team could be very, very good. And Garland and Sexton did very well playing together last year. So I don't know. I don't know how good Lowry would be on his new team. I think you get a lot of assists, and when assists are like 1.5 this year. But I feel like your team is really, really good. Lopez, starting big man for the Bucks. Barton, he was a very good role player. With Murray hurt, he was a very good role player for me in 2019, 2020. So, whoa. Um, if he can produce those numbers, I think the scoring was a little different back then. So I don't know how good he'd be. But if he was also hurt last year, so he didn't really play that much. But if he can do a little bit better, um, he'd be a very good role player. Kellen Johnson, a lot of you guys were getting mad at me for trying to get him for I think it was Katie and Harden or Katie and Johnson for Harden, even though I said Keldon is like a high potential player. Like this guy, no DeMar, you know, he's just DeJounte and Derek White, basically. So Keldon has a huge um, high potential to just completely, put up top 60 stats, top 60 fantasy player stats, because there's pretty much no one on that team. So, I mean, I would say he has a good chance. But overall, I feel like your team really fits the book. I feel like, um, an A will do really well for your team because Michael Porter Jr. He just got that contract. As long as he's playing, he might not do as good, but Porter Jr. He just got that contract. No Jamal Murray. They really don't have a starting point guard. They don't really know their shooting guard, who's I don't even know. I don't even know the Nuggets starting lineup that well. But Michael Porter Jr. is pretty good, and I feel like he put up. I guess they have him at top 20, but I think top 40 is more sensible for him. John Morant, I feel like he always does good, so there's a chance he will just put up top 50 stats easily. Curry, he's Curry. Come on now. Jalen Suggs playing on a no-name team. Um, I feel like he has a very high leverage as long as he figures out his shooting and plays good defense. There's a chance that he have a really good year. I feel like he is close to him and Cade are gonna be close to Rookie of the year. I feel like him, Cade, and then Jalen Green. And then there's not Mobley. That's right. Allen is splitting time with Mobley. So that's why I was a little shaken with Allen. But yeah, I think an A is a really good grade for you. I like your big man. You got good guards, forwards. I mean, I don't even, nah, there's nothing wrong with that. Kelvin has such high potential. I feel like an A is a very good grade for you. So uh, I think the way you drafted as well, even though I helped a lot, um, I think this is a really good team, and you should not trade Curry, even though it does make sense to trade him to get like two players that are, put up at least like Porter Jr. stats that has potential to what he could put up, or AD. So it makes sense, but I doubt Brad will let it go through because it's really hard to trade before the season. So you have to trade him like the first or second month of the season. And you have to realize that Curry is really good. He's gonna start going off later on the season. When Clay comes back, um, if Clay comes back, Curry stats will go down a little bit, but his assists will still maintain the same. All right, so fifth overall is Billy. Like how he took Juan's name personally, bro. He took his name personally. That's funny. I like that. I like that. Even though, well, you can't really have photos on ESPN, but that's okay. All right, Billy had the fifth pick, and he drafted Lillard over Harden. Um, I guess Embiid would be a solid fifth round or fifth overall. I wouldn't draft Katie yet. Karl Anthony Towns is up there too. So yeah, I think Lillard is another solid pick to have at fifth overall. Uh, I mean, Jesus Christ. Bradley Beal, if I don't think he's vaccinated, he really made a clear statement about how I don't need to be vaccinated. And I feel like Kyle Kuzma's taking the same thing because I don't think he's vaccinated either. So there's something wrong with these Wizard players, bro. They don't want to get vaccinated. It's crazy. LeBron James, he stays healthy, it's going off. I don't think he'll rest. I just think he'll play limited minutes. I don't think there's any point in resting, even because the Lakers now have something to chase after losing last year. I don't see LeBron James resting this year because he didn't rest 2 years ago when I had him. So I don't see LeBron James resting. And if he stays healthy, I see him posting up top 10 stats. Tobias Harris, always a solid player. You drafted him in the sixth round. I was looking at him, but I had to go with Tatum, George, Butler, Randle, uh, Murray, and McCollum. I feel like those guys would have better stats than Harris. So reason why I drafted over him makes sense. Levert, the Pacers team, it's very complicated on who's really going to get the ball. I think Levert might be a inconsistent player. Porzingis, he's good when he plays. That's all I could say. Cade Cunningham, with rookies you can never tell, but you draft him in the seventh round. I think that was not the earliest a rookie has been drafted, but Cade Cunningham, he's first overall in the NBA draft. So I mean, he's really good. He's a really good leader for that team, especially the Pistons, and they have no one besides Jeremy Grant. And that's it, basically. So he's a good player. And I feel like he will put up good stats. But yeah, overall, your team's really good. RJ Barrett, when you drafted him in the ninth round I feel like he'll put up the stats for the area that you picked him. So I don't really care about that. Harrison Barnes was actually a really good player because he was healthy. So he was consistent. Aaron Gordon, you drafted him last. Mitchell Robinson, you drafted 12th, and Klay Thompson, you drafted in the 11th. So when Clay comes back, there's a chance that he could be that catch and shoot type of guy. So only 3 pointers and maybe rebounds and maybe steals, but who knows? It just depends how healthy he is when he comes back. But overall, I like your team. I think this team is. Let's see. Let's look at JP's team one more time. It's really hard to determine like the perfect team, but your depth is very questionable because I don't know how good he would be. And you just have him just in case like Randall sits down or Robinson doesn't play. So I'd at least give it an A, but I'd go with I am not hesitant to give this A plus, and I will give it an A plus. So A plus for Billy. Um, I remember in the draft lottery that I said it was the worst pick, and the way that the draft went, it turned out to be a really solid pick. So yeah, congratulations, you got an A plus. So let's go over the 6 overall, which was Dylan. Hold on a second. We'll catch that ball. There we go. All right. So 6 overall, you drafted Joel Embiid. It makes sense to draft him there. Harden was still up, and Cat, but I feel like a lot of people were very like hesitant to draft Nets players. Kyle drafted KD, and so Kelly drafted Harden. I'll get it with that later, but Embiid is probably a good pick. Last year, I think Young was first round, so you got him second round. That's pretty nice. Um, and then you got Mitchell, Trae Young, and Mitchell, solid guards. Halliburton, man, if Fox is hurt or he steps up, he's really good. Middleton, obviously, if Giannis is not playing, and Giannis is very injury prone, if Giannis is not playing, Middleton is the guy. So that is a very good semi insurance. It's not really an insurance pick because he's also good, and he still plays good when Giannis is playing. But that's a very good pick. Embiid is a good pick. Obviously, Holmes was very solid for me last year. He was like averaging 35 fantasy points per game. Um, so yeah, I think Holmes is a good pick. Siakam, I think, is hurt and he'll be gone for a while. I don't think he'll play the first 2 months. So you might want to put him on the injured list. Um, on the IL. But Graham, Graham, that's right. That's who took Lonzo's place. So I think Ingram will still put up the same stats since Graham's on that team. Forgot they replaced Lonzo. Kevin Porter Jr., you just never know with him. You drafted him in the 8th round, still kind of late. So I don't know. Markkinen, see another guy that's spending time with Allen. You know, that's why Allen is very risky. If Markkinen can play like he did his rookie year, solid. But I don't think that will happen. Alexander, see teams. That's yeah. So Tyler Hero, Jack will say a lot about that guy. In fact, once I post this video, I'm sure Jack will, if he watches the whole thing, Jack will have a whole lecture on why Tyler Hero is not worth the pick. You drafted him 12th round. I mean, Jack drafted him like 8th, 7th round, bro. He drafted him early. So you drafted Hero at a good time because he is very, very inconsistent. Gary Trent Jr., I think that's a good pick. I think he would be a low end guy. You drafted him last. So nothing wrong with that. Um, I think this team is pretty good. I like it. Um, I give it a 6 overall. I think you did pretty good. I think I'd give you like a damn. Brad, you just lost in fantasy. Um, I don't know. I feel like your teams are really what's hurting you right now because you drafted players from the same teams, and that will affect your games. But of course, you're going to drop people to, for the waiver wire. But I would give it an A minus. I think A minus is a very good grade. So A minus is good. So seventh overall was my boy So Kelly. Shout out the 2502s. Um, okay, so he drafted Harden. Harden is very good, and he played very well on a stacked team last year. Surprise, although he didn't stay healthy, and that's what killed me in the playoffs. I had Harden last year. I forgot to say that in my hype video. I had Harden last year, and he did not play in the second or the finals. So that's also what made Jack get the win. So yeah, but Harden is a very solid player if he's healthy, and I would be scared of him. Um, Obviously, players, Dylan, Billy. I'd probably draft Curry and Giannis over Harden, but I don't know. I would be a very good competition to say Giannis and Curry. I don't know, honestly, but I think Embiid and Lillard are not as good as Harden. So, Zion, second round over Trae Young, Bradley Beal, Sabonis, Levine, Vucevic, AD, LeBron. Zion was drafted like third or fourth round last year, and I mean he's good, but I don't know about second round to be honest. So, what the fuck's wrong with this thing? But I mean, how my things messed up? Okay, cool. Zion's good. It's just you just never know because of his health. That really affected him last year, but I guess it didn't really matter since you drafted him second round. But that's okay. No complaints for that. Devin Booker third round. I think Devin Booker can put up top 30 stats, so third round is very solid for him. Deandre Ayden, I think last year. Who drafted Deandre Ayden last year? I think it was Brad. Because Jack had him the year before, I think. Ayden is very inconsistent sometimes, and he doesn't always stay healthy, but Ayden is very good when he's dominant. So fourth round, I feel like is good for DeAndre Ayden. And him and Booker and Chris Paul command that team very well. So yeah, I think Ayden can put up potential top 35 stats, I guess, is what Yahoo's saying. Oh, Lonzo Ball. I feel like this year might be his best year. I don't know. I have that feeling, man. Lonzo might have the best year of his career because he hasn't really played well at all up to his expectations that his dad hyped him up. So I feel like Lonzo on a new team with some good players, and I feel like it's a good year. Wiggins, I think he got vaccinated, so he will be able to play some home games for the Warriors. He was a good player. He was like top 60 last year, top 70. I remember he was also because he was healthy and consistent. Jaren Jackson Jr., he's coming off an injury. So you don't know about how well he's going to perform. It's been a while since we've seen him play. Let's see what Yahoo's saying. 3 for 9. He's getting rebounds. He's got 4 blocks. He's going to stack up on blocks. That's what you want. Buddy Hield, he will probably get traded this year. So who knows what team he'll end up on. Tim Hardaway Jr. got him in the 9th round. Let's see who he drafts him over. Yes. I'm not even really worried about late round. I guess past like the 7th round, it's fucking nobodies that would really matter about, how good they are and stuff. So, I mean, Tim Hardaway, he was very inconsistent, but he did put up some solid numbers sometimes. So I'd say that's a good pick. Bojan, oh my goodness, 2019, 2020 was probably the best year. He was so good. He was like top 100, and I drafted him last. So if he could do that, you drafted him the 11th round. He does the same thing. He'll be good. Dylan Brooks. See, with Memphis, there's just so many options on that team. With Jaren Jackson coming back, you just don't know. So I mean, you got drafted him last. I wouldn't even be worried about that. But overall, for the grade, I'd give this I give this a B minus. I think B minus is a good grade for that. I don't know. I think 8 teams are gonna be competing in the playoff spot, and I think this team will definitely make the playoffs. So, um, yeah, B minus. I think Harden would really carry your team. I think a lot of people will lose just because of Harden. So Bugs Booty, Kyle, drafted eighth overall. His first pick was KD. KD, he's good as fuck when he's healthy. And if he doesn't sit back to backs, if they just let him loose, he's worth it. All right, he's first round talent indeed. So yeah, KD Cat. Cat is another first round talent player. So I feel like that's a good pick right there. So you got your first 2 round picks, solid. Don't hate him. Fred VanVleet, solid player. You know, he had some games last year. I think Kyle had him last year too. He just would go off. All right. So Fred VanVleet is a very good pick. Kyrie Irving in the 4th round. We knew Irving would fall very far below. I feel like drafting Irving in the 4th round over Gobert, Capella. Because nah, I wouldn't say Milton put up stats like him. Michael Porter Jr. maybe. I don't know. If Irving plays, he gets vaccinated somehow. Who knows if he will? But if he plays, he was really good last year. So, especially on a stacked team. I think it was before or after Harden joined the team, but I think it's before. I don't remember. Maybe it was after. But because they rarely all play together. The big three for the Nets. They've rarely played together last year because they were just always hurt. So if they're healthy, I mean, I don't know how it would be. So I couldn't give a good scouting report, but Irving's very good. He'll probably stack up on the assists and he'll just chuck up shots and he'll make it. So Irving's a good player. I'm not gonna hate that. Since Siakam's injured right now, OG Anunoby and Fred VanVleet are going to take over, and probably Gary Trent Jr. He might take over too, but you never know. Hayward, I doubt he'll stay healthy this year. I guarantee he'll get hurt. Cat, D'Lo is another. You got the squad right here. You really went with teammates, and that's your number one problem. Of course, you went Kawhi Leonard in the 11th round, but I don't think Kawhi will play during the fantasy year. So I could be wrong, but by the time Kawhi comes back, he'll probably be at the playoffs, and I wouldn't risk playing him because players coming back from injury are just very, very, they just don't look the same. And that's why Clay Thompson will definitely not do as good. So that's why I'm not really shaken up about it. But yeah, Evan Mobley, this is a solid prospect for the Cavs to have because they got Jared Allen and Laurie Markkinen. So I feel like those 2 guys' value will be in effect because they're not going to be a playoff team. So more than likely, Allen and Markkinen. Well, I mean, since they're still young players, I don't know how strict they're going to be with them, but they're all going to split time. And I don't know. I don't know. I think in the end, I think Mobley or Allen are going to have the best year. So Kuzma on a new team, everyone has to know that everyone's been saying this. So when LeBron and AD were hurt, and it was just Kuzma on the team. Kuzma had his games, and then all of a sudden he would just disappear. In the playoffs, when AD was hurt, people were like, "All right, Kuzma and KCP will be the ones to do the job." They weren't. All right, LeBron had no help in the playoffs, and that's why they lost. So I feel like Kuzma, um, it's gonna be like Lonzo. I feel like he'll have a really average year, but who knows? Honestly, I feel like he'll average maybe 30 points, fantasy points per game. Honestly, I don't know. I don't know, honestly, because there's a lot of options for the Wizards too. So it really depends. But Kuzma's gonna be very inconsistent, I guarantee you. And Tate, I think that was your last pick, right? Oh, you picked him up. Okay. So yeah, Tate, don't know with him either. Just depends on the injuries, I guess, on that team because they have so many options as well. So overall, I'd give this maybe I don't really want to go off of injuries. The only thing I'm basing off of right now is Kyrie because he's probably not going to get vaccinated. I don't know. He's insane right now, so I just give it a B plus as well. Um, I don't think Kawhi will come back. I don't think uh, Hayward would stay healthy, but I mean, who knows? And Kuzma, I don't know. Those are definitely gonna be your droppable players, and probably him. He might drop him honestly. All right. So let's go to the next person. Ninth overall. Brad's friend. So I'm gonna pull up the draft results real quick, and I'm gonna let y'all do the talking in your heads because this is a little this is this is this is a little exciting. All right, so first round, you got Tatum, George, Cat, Young, Beal, Sabonis, LeBron, AD. You know, you got fucking anyone you can draft first round. Who the fuck does this guy think he is, bro? Who the fuck does this guy think he is? Jalen Green, first round. I have never seen that ever. A rookie in the big baller league getting drafted in the first fucking round, bro. Not even Luka or Trae Young got drafted in the first round when these guys were in the league. All right, when big baller league was a thing. No, because that's fucking ridiculous. Now, how do we replace my boy Labib for this guy? I had someone to replace Labib. All right, but Brad wanted this guy because I guess it was a good idea. He drafts Jalen Green, ninth overall. So you already know what grade I'm gonna give him. So, okay, so he drafted De'Aaron Fox, second round. Um, he drafted Fox over. I'm gonna name a whole bunch of players: Cat, Young, Beal, Zion, Sabonis, Levine, Vucevic, Russell Westbrook, LaMelo, AD, LeBron, Donovan Mitchell, Devin Booker, Fred VanVleet, Jamie Butler, Julius Randle, um, Kyrie. No, I'm gonna put that in the second round. Let's see. I mean, he drafted all those guys shy. You know, I don't know. I think this guy is not trying. Is that him? Is that young boy kissing a dude? Brad, is this your favorite rapper, bro? It's kind of sus. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, Jesus Christ, bro. His team, you know, damn well he's not making the playoffs. He drafted a lot of teammates too. He drafted one, two, three Houston players, one, two, three, four Boston players. Um, he drafted both the bridges. He's building a full bridge for this team, bro. He's got Mccoll and Miles Bridges. John Collins, fifth round. It's crazy. I mean, if he did what he did 2 years ago, it's good. That's a steal right there. Christian Wood is a very solid player. Brad said he might get traded or just might not do well. Might not play because of how bad the team is, but who knows? I don't think that's true. But I think overall I'm giving them a F. This is the first time I'm giving someone an F in a draft recap video. An F. Congratulations, Eddie. Whoever the fuck you are. It's not even in the group chat, too. Brad should add him to the group. I'm gonna text Brad right now. I'm gonna text Brad right now. Add this man to the group chat so we can fucking roast him. Okay. So he gets an F easily. That's like the most sensible thing that anyone would have done. Everyone was roasting him. Everyone was. Billy fucking pull out the N-word, bro. Like, can you believe that shit, man? Like, come on, man. You know better than that. All right, let's draft the boy, your boys team, 10th overall. The pick that I knew I wanted, and I got it. So, 10th overall, you know, the reason why I wanted 10th overall is I want to draft back-to-back players it would either be that or ninth overall. But I mean, 10th overall, I think is good because I like to see who gets drafted. You know, if somehow Harden fell to 10th overall or Durant, maybe Cat did. Cat was that player in the top five that fell all the way down to the second round. But I didn't want Cat because I had him last year and I just didn't like him. I mean, he did good. I'm not saying he's bad, but oh, he just made me mad. I wanted him off my team. I didn't want to draft him again. So yeah, I didn't want to draft him, but I chose Tatum. I think that's a solid pick. I mean, I drafted them the way they're ranked, I guess. Jimmy Butler, I mean, I got him in the third round, last pick in the third round. Julius Randle was a top 5 fantasy player last year, and I got him fourth round. I can't like oh my god, dude. People say yeah, they got Kemba and Evan Fournier, and that's the only reason why he's not going to do as good as he did last year. Kemba probably won't play back to backs. I don't know. He probably won't play. He'll probably get injured. Knowing Kemba, Evan Fournier, he's a shooter. Julius Randle, he does shoot. He's developed a jump shot, but he doesn't shoot the ball like a fucking shooter, bro. So, I mean, he'll still get rebounds more likely. I mean, Mitchell Robinson's always fucking hurt. I mean, I don't give a damn about how Randle is. I mean, he fell down to the fourth round. Like, what? Like, y'all drafted fucking Jaylen Brown, Devin Booker, Donovan Mitchell, Shai, I don't give a shit. Bama Adebayo. I guess LaMelo. I don't really want to say that any of the second round guys. Fox, Green, I mean, I don't want to say any of those guys, but because those are solid picks, it makes sense. But Randall fell really low, and he's still bound. He played so well last year. He was healthy, consistent. You know, who knows if he'll stay healthy again this year? It's always questionable, but Randall's a very good player, and he fell so low, and I got him. So DeJounte Murray is very, very good. If you didn't know that from last year, he put up it's like top 40 numbers for fantasy. So if he's healthy, obviously, if anyone's healthy, they're going to do good. I should stop saying that, but yeah, he's very good. I feel like he put up very good numbers. CJ McCollum. So last year I got him, and he was averaging like I think 45 to 50 fantasy points per game because he was shooting the lights out. He was getting steals. He was doing everything, and Lillard was still playing. I think when CJ was healthy, he was outplaying Lillard. And then when CJ went down, obviously Lillard shot up. And when CJ came back, he just didn't do the same thing that he always did because he always missed threes and stuff. But if CJ maintains the same thing that he did before he got hurt last year, boy, y'all gonna wish you drafted him. I got him in the 6th round. Terry Rozier went undrafted last year, I think. So, and I picked him up, and he was producing. Like, this man was a beast, playing alongside LaMelo and Devontae Graham. Obviously, Devontae Graham was the worst out of those 3, unfortunately. But Terry Rozier, I think he will be. He's also a strong leader for that team, so he can potentially put up basically the same numbers as this year as long as he stays healthy. I think he's hurt right now, but if he stays healthy, he's good. Draymond Green. So last year I did make fun of Billy for drafting him. I don't know when, but I drafted him 8th overall. That's when people started just disappearing. I didn't know who to fucking draft at that point, but Draymond Green's very good. I think getting steals, not blocks, but assists. And I think some rebounds. I mean, Warriors barely have anyone. Draymond Green's gonna be the guy who gets the rebounds, and he's gonna pass the ball out to Curry, and they're gonna shoot. Like, Warriors have a shooting team. Green's gonna stack up on those assists. So that's one of the only reasons why I drafted him. I'm trying to see I changed my method up a little. I didn't really want to draft like dominant ball players. I wanted to draft some like playmakers as well, some rebounders, some solid shooters, and star players. Robert Covington, I feel like I drafted him 10th round. Uh, I mean, he's good. Yeah, that's all I can say. In Portland, they're a shooting team, so they're gonna look for Covington as a stretch four. Wendell Carter Jr., I feel like him and Mo Bamba are gonna split time, and he's my insurance run. Same with Drummond. I skipped Drummond, I think. Him and Drummond are my insurance picks right now. Drummond's very dominant. That's all I'm gonna say. He's very dominant. And if Embiid gets hurt, man, that's Drummond's team. And there's a very high chance that Embiid will get hurt because of you know, it's just his history, you know. So Wendell Carter Jr., he's actually done really well in the preseason. Him and Obama have done equally as well. So I don't know about that. Montrezl Harrell probably, I feel like he might have 6 man of the year numbers this year. He played well off the bench a preseason game a while ago. 18 points, 10 rebounds, 1 steal, 2 blocks. I'll take that in 22 minutes. That's solid fantasy numbers right there. I mean, come on now. Monte Morris, this is a guy I might drop. I don't know how good he'll be. I mean, I picked him up because I drafted John Wall last round, put him on the IL, picked up Monte Morris. I feel like he could potentially have great numbers if he starts and he gets really, really well. But I mean, he can't shoot right now. So, but the assists are still in a block. I'll take it as a role playing player and as a pickup. But he has no trade value. I know that for a fact. So yeah, honestly, like what can go wrong with this fantasy league? You know, nothing. This fantasy league probably stay stable. Hopefully, it won't be like the COVID season with the COVID, people getting COVID, and then obviously the year before that it just ended abruptly. So for my grade, I feel like I'd give a solid I'd give it an A+. So the way that I drafted, the position I was in, and the players I had left, A+ is a solid pick for me. So yeah. So let's go over the schedule. I mean, this is your easier guys. I mean, for trading, trades go through Brad. I mean, let's hope for a good season. Let's hope that it's very competitive. Please change your names if you don't have a creative name. Come on now, you gotta do better than that. But yeah, I mean, I love fantasy basketball more than I like fantasy football. And shit, let's have a good season, guys. Let's have a good season. So let's wrapping up my recap. This video will be out soon. Hope you enjoy. I hope you watch all of it because I feel like you guys would want to know that if you guys want to make trades, you want to know the breakdown of all other teams' players. And trades aren't very common for this league, and that's what I really hate. I feel like everyone should be making moves to help benefit their team because I feel like a lot of people wanted players on their team. They didn't get them, obviously, so they want to see if they can find a way to trade it. But yeah, I feel like trades are gonna be really hard this year. So I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make a trade done. So who knows? But thanks for watching, guys, and this video will be out soon.